Dino's Night Out on WRMN. It's the talk of the town, so come on and listen now. It's Dino's Night Out on WRMN 1410. Dino's Night Out on WRMN. It's the talk of the town, so come on and listen now. It's Dino's Night Out on WRMN 1410.
Hey everybody, hello, how are you? Me, Dino here. Dino's Night Out. We are here for the second hour. Yep, hour number 2 of Dino's Night Out. And now we're going to have something, switching gears just a little bit, but we have someone who's not a stranger to our station, both Andres and Emily Tyler. Andres Diaz and Emily Tyler are both here from Fooder for Greater Elgin. So let's say hi to everybody. Let's get their mics popped up. Oh, you're on number 4 now. Okay. Let's see. I know how to do this stuff. And there we are. How you doing, everybody? Everyone going okay?
Hi. Yeah, good to be here. Thanks for having us.
Oh, we're glad that
Hi,
you're on
everybody.
the show
Thank you.
today. Absolutely, Andres. You know, what you folks do over there is just, you're like little angels. I mean, really, for the amount of product that you give to those that are in need, it really says a lot, you know, and you do this on a short staff as well. People don't realize how short the staff is. So, I mean, I know we went right into it, but that's okay. Let's just get right into this because this is really a serious situation. I know right now, there's a problem with funds. There's a, yeah, we got people in the neighborhood. God bless them. But there's a lot of things that are going on. And I imagine a lot of this political environment may have been hampering the collections and getting the foods where it has to go. Is that a fact?
It is very much a fact, and I think everyone has seen, read, heard about, for example, the increase in ICE actions, not just in the city of Chicago, also right here in Elgin. As all your listeners know, Elgin is more than 50% Hispanic. And the guests or neighbors, as we call them, who come to our pantry, about 75% are Hispanic as well. So there's certainly a fear of ICE and their actions. They're well documented in Facebook, et cetera. And we definitely have seen, therefore, a decrease in the number of people physically coming to our pantry. And one of the ways that we have sought to get food out to people is to partner, for example, with U46 at the elementary level, at the high school level. We also are increasing the amount of food we give to agencies in the local areas. These are agencies from Well Child to churches. They use the food to make food because they have soup kettles. And then we also most recently, last Saturday, Emily, I, and quite a few volunteers from our pantry from San Filippo, based right here in Elgin, went to Elgin Community College. We partnered with Northern Illinois Food Bank. Between the two organizations, we gave away about 1,000 turkey holiday meal boxes.
Nice.
And unfortunately, we ran out, and that's a testament to the increased demand. And we will continue to partner with organizations and, as I said, to see how we can increase our distribution channels because people are afraid to leave their homes. And so our prerogative, our mandate is to get food out to people.
Absolutely. But let's to be clear, the ICE situation is not what's causing the shortage. The economy, the slowdown in the government, when they did the government shutdown, that affected a lot of the funding that you're getting to get some of these food. Is that correct?
At the public level, public meaning both federal as well as state, which comes from federal, there's no question that we've seen an impact. And that impact began many months ago, back in the March, April timeframe, when there are federal dollars at the discretion of the White House. And those dollars go to pay farmers, local farmers here, to grow food.
Right.
And the food they grow, they in turn give to Northern Illinois Food Bank, they give to us for free. So that stream of funding was curtailed to zero. And also funding controlled by the White House that would otherwise go to food banks, whether it's Northern Illinois or Greater Chicago, in Chicago. Those funds allow them to buy food, which in turn makes food free to us. We bring now in about 3.5 million pounds of food on an annual basis, and therefore the majority of the food that we get is free, either from great retail partners that we all know, Target, Jewel, et cetera, and then also from the food bank. So ultimately, those cuts have a way of directly or indirectly impacting how much food we have available.
Yeah, I just could imagine it. It's got to be a huge cut. And then the second hurdle and challenges you're talking about, now the folks that typically come to take advantage of this, they're scared to come and get the food, and I imagine there's date codes on a lot of this stuff too. It's got to get to the people. Even though you're showing a shortage, you want to make sure you have enough food for those that are reluctant to come. So by doing what you've done, the partners with the the school district, has that helped you to get the distribution a little better?
Absolutely. And I would say we're at the beginning of it. In fact, earlier today, we had a meeting with the COO of U46 and the man who is responsible for food operations for U46, because we and they want to make sure that food, for example, if it is perishable, if it is frozen in the case of meats, that there are the proper facilities to hold, to store the food, so that we minimize spoilage as well.
Well, and I'm looking through different things. Collecting the food is always a challenge. Getting people to make the donations, that's always. What are you doing differently, if anything differently, to get more people to want to help? I know that Elgin has that piece where ICE agents aren't able to come on Elgin property. I don't know, does your facility have a similar thing that they're not allowed to come to your facility?
Correct. We've been fortunate in partnering, for example, with Central Información, because they have legal experts on staff, and they've given us guidance. We've given guidance to our neighbors who physically come. We've also given guidance to our volunteers and obviously to our staff. As some of your listeners know, private property is an area that is not allowed for ICE agents. A federal warrant has to be produced. It has to be legitimate. It has to be accurate. So all those bridges have to be crossed before anything further is done. So again, we're thankful that we have partners who are able to guide us in terms of what to say, sometimes what not to say, what to do, and what not to do.
Sure.
But so far, we have not physically seen any ICE presence on our private property.
And the reason I bring that up is so that the folks that are coming to receive this benefit, they should feel comfortable that nobody's offering them up. No one's going to cause them any problem. They could still come through, Food for Greater Elgin and get what they need. I mean, because a lot of families are just running short right now. And then what makes it even worse, we talk about the economy being a little messed up, but now we're talking that maybe they're not going to their jobs like they should be. So they're not earning the money they should be because they're in fear of going to the job, of maybe getting picked up or what have you, questioned, and whatever else would take place. So that's something that has to be taken in consideration as well.
Absolutely. And you mentioned, for example, inflation, and inflation is as high today as it was 12 months ago. We all go to a grocery store to buy eggs or milk. And we all know as consumers that everything is more expensive today than it was 6 months ago, 12 months ago. The impact to SNAP benefits, which was and is real, because even though the shutdown ended, judges did rule that the administration had to make payments.
Right.
Again, most of us have read about this. The partial payments have not been given out 100%. To my knowledge, there's no specific timeline that will guarantee that 100% of the SNAP benefits will be used up. And to put SNAP benefits into perspective, the average SNAP benefit on a monthly basis to a household is roughly $300 a month. So you take 300, you divide it by 4 weeks in a month, and then you think about how little that is.
Yeah.
But when the benefits are cut, how many families live so close to the line that the last time this happened, we saw a 50% increase in the number of times we help people on a 12-month basis. So it reflects how many families are barely able to make ends meet. And in the last 6 to 9 months, we've seen a doubling of the percentage of seniors, people over 60, who come to our pantry. And of that specific segment, over 40% of them are on both SNAP as well as Medicaid. And Medicaid cuts have not yet happened, but they will. And we've never seen that double combination before. So we're, as I like sometimes to say, we hope for the best. But back to your point about having food and resources, we definitely prepare for the worst.
Yeah, absolutely. It's and people don't realize when the government did take its shutdown, longest ever in history. You know, the SNAP isn't just like you say the Hispanic community. We understand that. SNAP represents everybody, everybody that's under a certain income. Okay, and this is a benefit that most cases the individuals worked for it. You're talking seniors. Seniors have worked for it. SNAP is something that, you know, comes from a pool of taxes, we'll call it, that we've all put into. You put into your taxes, my taxes. So we're all putting into this. And for that to not be there, and you're talking a $300 SNAP payment, now, what was that? It's $75 a week, right?
Basically.
Basic, yeah, to give or take. So take that away. So $75 a week is huge. And that's barely enough for anybody to get, you know, let's say they have a family, you know, and even just take the senior, you know, two individuals living by themselves. $75? What do you buy with $75 for a week? You know, you're not going to buy any real proteins, which is what's great with what you supply for everybody. I mean, I've been through the line and I've watched what you do. And I tell you, I can't speak for a better facility. Clean, organized. You know, you've got your the gentlemen that drive the trucks in that get the product in, and then they categorize it. They put it on your shelves. I mean, Emily, you pretty much handle those people, don't you, and the volunteers?
I'm not the volunteer coordinator, but I will speak to giving people a choice and treating people with dignity when they come is
Key.
very important to us.
Absolutely key.
The fact that people get to choose their own food, they can choose, you know, if they would like to take milk, if they would like to take eggs, what kind of cheese they'd like, what kind of protein. We have meat and non-meat protein available. So that is a very important piece to us, is that people are treated with dignity and respect when they come to shop at the pantry.
And there is a variety of food. You swear to God, you're at a regular grocery store. I mean, even when I saw those Andreas mints, I mean, boxes and cases of Andreas mints they had there, it was like, you know, you don't get that at a pantry of any type. And some people, they want that little extra because, you know, these families, they still have birthdays, they still have anniversaries, they still have celebrations. Aren't they? Shouldn't they have a little something, little extra? Okay, maybe they didn't get the, like you're saying, the milk or this or that. So they said, well, you know, I'll get one or two of these. But watching the process, because you allowed me to do so, your volunteers are so kind and assisting. And like you say, first and foremost is the dignity that you share and extend to the folks that are receiving the food. Matches your mission. You know, your mission's really very clearly stated, you know, provide food security and access to community resources that stabilize lives. I mean, that's a mouthful right there. You know, and mission statements are supposed to be impactful and short, no more than a sentence and a half from when I remember doing them. But, you know, your organization, you know, everything is in there. Your vision, the same thing. You empower the people to escape poverty. So by giving them a hand up, not a handout, is really what you're doing. You're trying to get them to, okay, you know, got the food under control. Now there's some other resources. And I know you have a lot of different places, like for job opportunities. Isn't there a place? I thought I saw on the one wall where people could go ahead and look at those different opportunities
Right.
and maybe find themselves a job.
Absolutely. On a few points that you made, one is at the very core of our mission statement are the two words stabilize lives, because we see ourselves, while we focus on food, we partner with more than 20 different organizations. And these organizations provide everything from, I mentioned Centro, they provide, for example, legal immigration help. We also partner with PADS. They provide short-term housing. Partner with both hospitals. We have Wellness Van, and between the two, on a weekly basis, they provide everything from vaccinations to wellness checks, as I mentioned, early childhood organizations. So quite a few there as well. And we also want to emphasize that people come to us when they need us. And, you know, sometimes people think that, oh, it's a food pantry, people go there all the time. And one criterion we have, actually all the pantries in Northern Illinois Food Bank, is one household visit per week. So people do not come twice a week. And in fact, we look at our data very closely, and about 50% of our guests, our neighbors, came to our pantry no more than twice in the last 12 months. So again,
Wow.
it underscores how we want to help people get their lives back on track. We want to empower people, as you said, so that they can be productive citizens and again, get their lives back on track.
Yeah, and you would think, and you talk a food bank, you're talking a pantry. Okay, every week, come on, get your bag. We'll put this, that, and it's blindly put into a bag. And that person may never use those items. And they're either giving them away to somebody else or they even go to waste and spoil. The way you have yours set up, it's like a little, it's like a grocery store.
You know, you mentioned words like dignity, and every couple of years we do a guest survey, and Emily can talk to that, and also about the importance of choice and what our guests feel.
Yeah, it's important to us that we know how our guests feel about us, what their experience is when they come to shop with us. So every other year, we plan to survey them. We surveyed our guests last summer in 2024, and the responses were overwhelmingly positive. We weren't sure. That was the first time we had surveyed our guests. We weren't sure what to expect. But 95% of our guests said that they felt treated with dignity and respect, and that they felt safe when they come to shop with us. And we really couldn't have asked for a better outcome from that survey.
Sometimes I bet you're kind of like, I don't know. Should we ask this question or not? But how great is that?
Yeah, when you
ask the question and look at the response you got.
Yeah, when you ask for people's opinions, you never know what you're going to get.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
You know, we also know that the top 3 priorities from our guests for why they come to shop with us, the top one is that they get to choose the food that they take with them. The next one is that they can speak to somebody in the language of their choice. And the third one is that the space is clean, that the waiting area and the warehouse is clean. So those were the top 3 things that we heard from our guests about what they appreciate about Food for Greater Elgin.
Fresh produce, you know, I worked a host of different jobs. Fresh produce is a mess, right or wrong. So, you'll get a head of lettuce in and maybe the out couple of tiers are no good. So you got to take it off so it still looks presentable and, you could serve it. So, yeah, it could be really sloppy and messy. I am telling you, your section, the way you have it all, you have dry goods with the dry goods, frozen with the frozen. And what are those meals in the
The
little?
factor meals.
Oh my God, those factor meals. I had them because I got one after I helped out with when we did the thing with Lexington.
Yeah.
I was like, well, you know what? I want to try one of these. I've never had a factor meal. And you can get them at Jewel.
Yeah.
And you're getting the same ones that you pay good money for in the Jewel that people that come through the line are able to get. So I tried a couple of them, and I had there was a taco one, a little spicy for me, and I like spice. Yeah, Italian. I mean, there was a rigatoni one in there. There was the meatloaf I think I had as well. There was a lot of variety in it. I had the Oriental mix as well. I'm going to tell you something. It's a good meal, and it's full.
Yeah.
I mean, it's filling. I mean, who could believe that? And you guys give those out like candy.
We just had somebody visiting the pantry today, and I was showing them around, and they mentioned when we walked by the produce, because we were just about to start distribution, and so all the produce was freshly stocked, and he said, "This is better than you see at the grocery store. None of this lettuce is brown, and these because we have the salad kits sometimes, and." He's like, you see this at the grocery store, and the back of it might be browning, but this is amazing. So
yeah, it really is. I mean, it sounds like I'm your cheerleader over here, but I'm going to tell you, I've done nothing but work. I've been a volunteer my whole life. I do nothing but work with different charities, through Knights of Columbus, through Italian American organizations. And when I see food pantries, we do it by our church once a month. We give out the food. Same thing. I think it's Northern Food Bank. But to watch the way your facility runs and the cleanliness of the facility and your volunteers, they're always so happy. They're always so kind and nice. And again, all the other resources that somebody could get by walking into your building, whether they're looking for a job or, mental health is a serious thing right now. And I know you have people for referrals for there as well.
Yeah, I want to come back to, you mentioned our volunteers, and we cannot speak highly enough of our volunteers. We are, as you mentioned earlier, we're a very, very small staff for what we do.
Exactly.
And so we cannot operate without our volunteers. We have over 200 regular volunteers that help us. And I always tell people, anytime I talk with anyone about the pantry, if our volunteers all called in sick for a distribution, we would just have to close. We couldn't actually run a distribution without our volunteers.
That's great that you recognize them.
So,
and I know you do a lot of different things. You have a volunteer of the month, and you have a lot of different specials that you treat them as kind as you do everybody else.
Yeah.
And that speaks to the management that's there, Andres, and then yourself as well, Emily. Hey, everybody, we're listening and talking with Andre Diaz and Emily Tyler, and they are with the Food for Greater Chicago. So we're going to come back in just a few short moments, and we're going to talk some more. We're going to see what else is going on, and hey, maybe you want to help out. Don't be bashful. I'm going to leave on the screen their website and how to reach them. foodforgreaterelgin.org.
Deano's Night Out on WRMN. It's the talk of the town, so come on and listen now. It's Deano's Night Out on WRMN 1410.
Hey, and we are back. Second half of our second hour right here at Deano's Night Out, and we have some great guests in the studio today. We are talking with Food for Greater Elgin, and they do some great works over there. We have in the studio Andreas Diaz, and we also have Emily Tyler. So I'm going to put their mics right back up. There we go. Even though Andres doesn't talk into the mic too good, but that's okay. We'll work on him. But yeah, we were talking about a lot of things, and when we went to the break, and I didn't want to short stop the last topic we were on, was your volunteers. I mean, I know volunteers make up any organization, and Emily, you wanted to bring up a few more items on that because they do. They make up, the shortfall, if you want to call it. But there's only so much a staff can do.
Yeah. Well, and you mentioned, I just wanted to come back to, you had mentioned, we try to do as much volunteer recognition as we can, a champion of the month. We also recently had a great gift from a corporate partner of ours in Brilliance Subaru of Elgin. They offered to give all of our volunteers free oil change and tire rotation.
Oh, wow.
And so, I want to just, that's a great way that we partner with a lot of different companies in the area. And Subaru offered that, and the volunteers just loved it. They just were so touched by that. So it's the small things that really make a big impact. And we try to tell our volunteers as much as we can how grateful we are for them.
Yeah, and I think they realize that. I've seen the smiles on their faces. I've seen on the walls all of the past recipients. You call them champions.
Yeah, champion of the month.
Champion of the month.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that's it right there. You've got to recognize them. But again, if we go back to your mission that we spoke of, your values, everything that you do, the partnerships, the respect, you put that into everybody, not just the folks that are coming. If you didn't have a nice, comfortable setting in a work environment with the volunteers, you wouldn't have volunteers. So, I mean, you've done a great job with that. You really have. Some people think, well, what can I do? How am I going to help? Good example. Here you have the car dealer where it doesn't really have food to give. And maybe, sometimes laying out that cash to let you guys go and buy more food is difficult. But they could do an in-kind type of thing to where that motivates your people, that gives the volunteers a little something who are there pretty regularly, I believe. Don't you have a crew that's there all the time?
Yeah, we have some that come daily.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I know you have a lot. So here you got one person in town that says, well, you know what? Let's do something for the volunteers. And that way that'll keep them there, make them comfortable, let them continue to work. And it's a little benefit that they're able to get by being there. I think that's kind of nice. I think that's really nice,
yeah,
to be honest with you. So, that speaks volumes. And you have a lot of people that are giving different food items, like, the produce. We talked about that before. That's got to be the most difficult thing to keep in the place.
Yes. I mean, obviously, produce is limited by the weather, the conditions outside, and through the expansion of our network, as we partner with other food pantries, we share information. For example, Loaves and Fishes, they are bigger than we are. They're the largest food pantry in the Northern Illinois system. They're based in Naperville, and sometimes they will reach out to us and other pantries and say, we have an opportunity to buy, canned fruit. Is anyone else interested in joining? So we'll join that. We also extend that opportunity to smaller pantries or agencies that don't have trucks, don't have the space we have. We also, back to produce, are thankful for example, Klein Produce, Kenyon Farms. They give us
and they're
produce.
local. Kenyon Farms is very local.
Is very local. Mine Canyon is a well-known person in the Elgin business community.
Very generous in his donations all the time, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Klein Farms is another one on an almost weekly basis. They say, do you guys want this, this, this? And of course we say, yes, yes, yes. And so we're thankful for that. And also other partners, cheese merchants. The CEO is Bobby Greco, a very generous individual. Just this past week, we picked up a pallet of almost 500 gallons of milk.
Nice.
That, and this is a good story because they're one of the largest cheese makers and distributors in the U.S., and they have this enormous facility. And, Bobby reached out to me and said, someone accidentally gave us a pallet of milk. they don't want to go through the hassle of picking it up. Do you want it? So we sent Sergio, who's our truck driver, and so we picked it up, and now we have almost 500 units of milk
That's
to give away. And there are many other examples like that. We talked about San Filippo earlier. In addition to San Filippo giving food to the food bank, they also give directly to us. And in the past couple of weeks, they've given us pallets of peanut butter, which obviously is a type of non-meat protein because we like to have a variety of types of protein. So again, these are great partnerships, and we continue to be thankful for them as well.
I think what speaks volumes is the local donors. You're talking about Klein, San Filippo, Kenyon Farms. Mike Kenyon always helps people. Great. I mean, Greco, you're talking good people, monsters in the industry, which is just absolutely wonderful. Yeah, that's great. I mean, to get everybody to work with you and to turn this into what it is, I mean, that's just amazing. I mean, I'm to a degree lost for words on it because it's like, wow, there's a lot of people that are getting behind this and helping. Is there anything somebody could do? I mean, if you wanted the website, it's foodforgreaterelgin.org, just spelt out. FOODFOR, greater, GREATER, Elgin.org. You could see all that's available to you.
Yeah. We always need, we've talked already about volunteers. That is a huge way people can step up and help right now. We have just seen an incredible outpouring of support from the community in especially the last month, especially since SNAP benefits funding was paused. We not only saw a huge increase in volunteers signing up online, but also just a huge increase in financial giving to the pantry. We cannot say thank you enough for that. Because of the way that we source our food, we can, for every dollar that we receive, we can turn it into $8 worth of food. So, we also have seen a great increase in people wanting to do food drives, and those are awesome. We know there's great value in people actually giving a can of food, a box of spaghetti, whatever it may be. Whatever you spend at the grocery store on that food, we can do that times 8. So we're always grateful for food donations, but money donations can go a lot farther.
Sure they can.
And we just have been so grateful for people responding in huge ways.
It's a way to balance your inventory.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people, we'll give them this, we'll give them that. There's only so much of that type of stuff you need. You do need a nice balance to your selections.
Yeah. I just also want to put a shout out to the people who have been in touch about food drives and asking specifically what are the specific things that we need at a certain time. And those change a lot at different times of year. I mean, even depending, if we get 7 pallets of peanut butter from San Filippo, we don't need peanut butter. No. But yeah, we really appreciate when people ask those questions and reach out asking, what's most helpful right now. We really appreciate that.
Yeah. And something that we hear from our guests all the time is hygiene products, and it's nothing more complicated than toilet paper, toothpaste, toothbrushes, diapers. So those are things that are always in demand. And sometimes when we're approached, as Emily said, by these different organizations, they'll focus on food because everybody knows what a food drive is.
Right.
But sometimes it's a good idea to do something, as I mentioned, with toiletries and other types of products like that.
Sure. Hygiene items, it's always goes a long way.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have the money for the food, you're either shutting something down over here or minusing from another area. So it's there's only so many things you could eliminate from your household needs.
Yeah.
If anybody has a question or a comment they would like to make, feel free to call in 847-931-1410, 847-931-1410. Call right here, WRMN. we're glad to take your call, Andres, and you'll help me with your name.
Emily.
Emily. I
You
always
got
do
it.
all the time. I always want to call you Eileen, and I don't know why. But
Come
Emily,
on, Eileen.
yeah, there you go. A singer, too. You don't
I
sing
love
on the
it.
line.
I don't ever give up the opportunity to throw a song in.
But I always mess up. I want to call you Eileen all the time. But they're happy to answer any questions for you. And what are the hours? That was the other thing. Can they go there every day? Or
Yeah, we're open 5 days a week for shopping. On Mondays and Thursdays, we're open from 5:30 to 8 p.m.
Wow.
Tuesday mornings, we're open from 9 to 11. Wednesday mornings, we're open 11 to 1. And then Fridays, we're open from 11 to 12:30. And Fridays are reserved only for seniors 60 and older. So if anyone younger than 60 comes, we try to make sure they leave with food, but then ask them to come back another time to shop.
Yeah, you never turn nobody away.
Right.
That's us. We're seniors, you know. Did you hear that?
Well, I know.
Yeah, I am too.
I'll take it. I'm a senior. It doesn't bother me. All right, we're going to come back in just a few short moments. Great conversation over here we're having with Andres and Emily,
You got it.
not Eileen. But yeah, we're talking about a lot of good things. And folks, get behind us. If you're able to give some type of monetary donation, please do so. Because now's when the time they need it. It's the holiday time. You know, we have it, okay? If we could give a little bit, give a little bit. Don't go for that, fancy coffee with the maca lattes or whatever the heck you're putting in there. Just go for a regular old coffee. And maybe that would be the way you can cut back a little bit and help someone that's in need. All right, we'll be back in just a few short moments. WRMN 1410, talking with the Food for Greater Elgin, Andres and Emily.
When disaster strikes, flood or fire, every second counts. At Emergency Construction Group, they specialize in immediate response and same-day service for any residential, commercial, or industrial emergency across the Chicagoland area. With over 30 years of experience, they've got the expertise, manpower, and equipment to handle any size loss fast. They follow strict IICRC guidelines to restore your property the right way, the first time. Their team values transparency, constant communication, and strong ethical standards because your peace of mind matters. Licensed, bonded, and insured, they're here for you 24/7, 365 days a year. Call 855-4ECG now. That's 855-432-4669. Or visit their website at emergencyconstructiongroup.com and let Emergency Construction Group put your life back together one step at a time. That's Emergency Construction Group. Your satisfaction is their passion.
Businesses come in all shapes and sizes. Integrity doesn't. For more than a century, the Better Business Bureau has set the standards for how businesses should operate honestly and ethically. So when you're looking for a business you can trust, check to see who's BBB accredited and who isn't. Always choose the better business. Look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. That's why it's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
When your car needs trusted care, think All Around Auto Body in Schaumburg. Family owned for over 30 years, they deliver high quality collision repair and dependable service from start to finish. Call 847-352-3825. They're located at 501 Morse Avenue in Unit D. Get your vehicle back in shape with the experts who care. All Around Auto Body, where your car is treated like family. Call 847-352-3825 today. Proud sponsors of America's First Responders Fest.
Hi there, Tammy Scully here from Talk Time with Tammy and Friends. Join me and my sidekicks Nancy and Becky for valuable lifestyle tips and unique views and insights on interesting topics and everyday situations, providing nonstop fun and chuckles for all. Get the scoop on consumer news, deep dive on current events, and learn about the newest economic trends, from exercise and gardening to music, travel, recipes, sports, pets, real estate, media, and everything in between. And it's all sprinkled with a healthy helping of bad dad jokes and interesting fun facts to boot. Tune in Mondays through Thursdays from 2 to 4 p.m. for a little fun, frolic, and infotainment. Join us, won't you?
And we are back. Little temperament change on the music in the background, but it's all the same. We are here for Deano's Night Out. We're having a great discussion with Emily and Andreas, and we're talking to the folks. They run the Food for Greater Elgin. Great conversations. We're going to continue those conversations. So let's get right back into it. We wanted to talk about what's called the end of year. Could you explain what end of year is for you?
Yeah, for us, end of year campaign is a really important piece of our annual budget to bring in enough money to keep us running for the upcoming year. And this year, our goal for end of year is to raise $160,000. So we are well on our way. We do have some. We did a turkey match earlier in November, thanks to Panels Plus and McGrath Honda. We got a great response from that, raised twice as much as we had hoped. So that was a great kickoff to our end of year campaign. We are getting ready to start doing our Be the Sunshine in Winter is our end of year campaign theme, I guess you would say. And thanks to Colorword Creative, who we partner with on all things communication, design, strategy. They are just great partners with us. We will be doing a drawing for those who give at certain levels. So this year, we've done different things in the past. This year, we have a great partner in the restaurant Niche in Geneva. Those who give, for every $250 you give towards the end of year campaign, you can be entered in to win a dinner for 6 at Niche. And it's sure to be a fabulous experience with a wine or whiskey pairing. And they want you to make reservations in advance so they can, really wine and dine whoever the winner is of that drawing. We've also got a drawing for our board. Our board is donating their favorite wines along with some great nuts and chocolate from San Filippo. So we have those things coming up, and people can either donate and enter, or just donate to our end of year campaign on our website.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Do you have a hard time reaching your goal of the 160,000?
I think
it gone up each year, I would assume.
Of course it does.
Okay.
Of course it does.
Should.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. Yeah. We are well on our way. I think we will get there. We also have a great Giving Tuesday match through the Hoffer Foundation for $25,000 for the day, Giving Tuesday. On that day, we were trying to raise $25,000 that day, and Hoffer Foundation will match that.
Nice. communities.
And that's also another good example of local. The foundation is part of the Hoffer family business. They've had a plastics materials company in Elgin for more than a couple of generations, and they're an employer in the city of Elgin as well.
What can we do at the radio station to help you? Can you think of some initiative or some type of thing we can do to give some assistance? We're happy to help. Let us know what we could do. I mean, if there's anything we could broadcast about it or anything, you just tell
Put
me
our
what it is.
posters on your windows.
We'll leave you with some posters to put in your window.
We'll also add it to the website.
And sharing that with people, we would be grateful for that. Absolutely.
We'll make sure that we get that message out. You know, it's a great thing what you folks do, and you have to feel the reward from it. I mean, I don't know how you couldn't. You would have to feel the reward. And anybody that, once you give and you do something like this, whether it's a regular basis or a first time, it makes a big impact for the people that just don't have it. Plain and simple. That's what it is. So here's the Hey Sunshine, right?
Yeah.
So that's
That's our most recent post on social media.
Here comes the sun.
a lot of big names. Yeah, here comes the sun.
Here
Hey,
comes the
there
sun.
you go. And you know, we had Cecilia just walked in the door.
That's right. We got that
She'll
one
be on our
too.
next show. Coming up
Song
after
after
this.
song here.
Oh, it's the one-hit wonder. We got her, Emily, right here. One-hit wonder. You want to see her, this is the place to see her at. But yeah, there's a lot of things that are going on. And so much that, you know, Food for Greater Elgin, how long you been around?
The pantry has been around since 2011.
Yeah, that's a long time. A long time.
Unfortunately, yes.
Well, yeah, I wish that you didn't have to be in existence. We all wish for that.
Yep.
All the charities that we work, and even being a fireman, we used to say, put us out of a job. You know, start being stupid and starting all these silly fires. You know, make us be, you know, jobless. But yeah, but what you do is it takes a big heart. It takes a good vision, because, you know, sourcing that food from the different organizations that you get it from, that's no easy task. You know, I know there's a lot of people that are out that are charitable, like we mentioned, the local supporters and the local partners. You got the Kenyon Farms, Klein Farms, San Filippo, and Greco are big supporters for you. Not to mention, I've seen a host of other local partners. But you hear that music, that means we're at the top of the hour. We talked about a lot of things. Folks, get behind Food for Greater Elgin. It's not going to hurt you, okay? And you go right to foodforgreaterelgin.org. It'll have all the information that you need. These are great folks that tirelessly work. They give of themselves. Whatever they're making is not enough. So Andreas and Emily, they pretty much head up the facility. Would you not say? Is that fair statement?
It takes an organization along with many volunteers.
Yes,
so.
you do. And you have just, again,
Partnership.
limited people that are working those trucks and helping fill those shelters. So we thank you very much for
Thank you.
everything that
Yeah,
you
thank
do.
you for having us.
Get ready for
This is
an
the Dino's Night Out,
unforgettable night
WRMN,
downtown St.
1410.
Charles at
And we'll
O's
catch you next
where
week.
live music,